Hi guys, and welcome back. We're going back to the Bureau of Prisons officer charged with sexual abuse of a ward. Basically, it was a male CO, had sexual relationship with at least one, possibly two. He worked at in a federal facility up by Oakland, all female, low security. It's a federal correctional institute. But what makes this kind of actually not good in the sense that this individual had actual power over them in the fact that he actually had the authorization to give discipline over the inmates that were incarcerated there. So that's a big concern regarding the actual how this came to be. And apparently he's not actually charged with rape, so it was actually maybe consensual, but at that point you just can't do that, you know. And I'll be honest with you guys, you know, having been employed by such actual, you know, institutions, the temptation's always going to be there. But the actual individual needs to actually take control of the situation and get themselves out of that situation. For us, at our age, we were not allowed to go into the actual female actual dorms. The female units, we were not allowed. I remember in the whole employment that I went there through there one time, and one was enough. One was enough. Remember, we used to incarcerate our teenage prostitution. Both female and male, they were actually incarcerated and charged with the actual crime instead of actually considering that they were actually victims of some kind of sex trade. You know, we locked them up. That's the way. That's the reality of it. You know. So this individual actually, he he was can't say he fell in love, or I don't know exactly where he was coming from, but I mean, when you're in uniform, when you have that uniform and you're actually employed by some kind of federal or law enforcement, you get a lot of offers. And I'm not talking about workplace either. I'm talking about in your neighborhood, in you know, if you go out for drinks, you know, if they ask you what you do, it shouldn't be that hard, you know what I mean? And for you to go and conduct this type of actual um, sexual act at the workplace, nah, that's you know, people talk. People talk, people get their feelings hurt, people get jealous, people get, you know, enraged sometimes, and you just have to factor that in. And so they've got them on it for sure. They got him for one inmate, but there should be two. And you know, he had the actual um I'm not gonna say. Well, I guess he had the balls to actually pursue this into a. It's just he wasn't careful at all. You know what I mean? He apparently he conducted this in some kind of warehouse and had another inmate looking out. You know, you got another the other people are actually now they know what you're doing, and why involve other people? You know, people talk. You know, and the thing is that this guy he got caught. Then they transferred him from the Oakland area to the San Diego area, which he did not stop communicating with this actual victim. She's a victim now, you know, and he got transferred over. You know how that goes. So they did him a favor by transferring him over, and he still communicated with this actual individual via email and via video conference under an alias name. So apparently they don't really watch a lot of the actual video conference because this guy he had no problem actually putting up a fake name and video chatting with this inmate, you know. So eventually, this inmate got released to halfway house, and of course, he went to go visit her at the halfway house, and he actually slept with her at the halfway house, and took gifts and told her that he wanted to have a baby with her and that he wanted to marry her. And at one point, he went to go visit this actual inmate's mom, kicked her down with some money, and took some gifts for her kids. And so, you know, they did him a favor, transferred him over to, they tried to sweep it under the rug, take care of him, and he still didn't actually, you know, appreciate it. He didn't get the hint. He didn't learn his lesson, right? So now the second inmate, he's actually telling her the same actual deal. Oh, by the way, on the halfway house. Oh no. I'm sorry. So, anyways, so he actually visits the first one at the halfway house and everything, and proposes to her. Right now, the second actual inmate, he's actually doing something in a Connex box, and also has the lookouts for him to get down with this actual inmate. And so, after this inmate gets released, now he's still doing the same thing, texting her and Snapchatting her, and all that's your digital fingerprint. You know what I mean? That's it. They got you there. They got you with the texting, with the Snapchats, with the video conferences. So they had to arrest him. He had to arrest him, and so he's charged. He had not hasn't pleaded yet. Um, so I'll be looking out for this actual court uh, process to go through. I'll keep an eye on that one. And another one out in Arizona, 20-year-old male, same Bureau of Prisons, BOP Federal. He was sentenced for 8 months for sexual contact with an actual inmate that was under his actual supervision too. But he got caught and he got 8 months. That's not a lot, man. And he only has to register as a sex offender for 10 years too, by the way, not life. Okay, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.